Before we start, let me introduce myself to you. So my name is Mrs. Ayushi Jiyal, and I'm from Team IPT, that's Interview Preparation and Training Team at Byjus. And by profession, I'm a counselor. I will be conducting an interview that's for the position of Academic Service Partner, Byjus, and your subject is Maths, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Before we start, I would bring two things to your notice. First, try to attempt all the answers. Second, be really loyal with the answers. Okay. Okay. So please introduce yourself.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Manashri Pancha. I'm 23 years old and I'm from New Delhi. I have done my graduation in BTech, Electronics and Communication Engineering from Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women, Delhi. I have passed out in 2020 in August. I have been teaching maths to students from grade 6 to grade 10 for the last 2 years on offline as well as online mode. And my interests include reading books, journaling, and travel. Thank you so much.
Now tell me the role of Academic Service Partner.
Ma'am, as an academic service partner, I am expected to take online classes of students from grade 4 to grade 10. And as I've applied the subject mathematics, then I have to also clear their doubts and create a positive learning environment for the students. I have to assess the students and their performance and give them feedback according to their performance.
If you get rejected today, what are your backup plans?
I'm already teaching students in offline and online mode, so that would be my backup plan.
Are you ready to sign a 2-year bond in Byjus?
Yes, ma'am.
Ready to sign the bond without reading the term and condition?
Ma'am, okay, I'll first read the terms and conditions and then sign it.
Why should we hire you?
I think that I have a limited but rich experience in teaching students over offline as well as online mode. Also, I've seen students from various spectrum, so that gives me an edge that I can teach and understand the students' problems really well and explain them things in a really simplified manner so that they can strengthen their understanding of the topic.
What are your personal care goals for next 5 to 7 years?
Ma'am, I hope to get a job first in such a big institution, and then I plan to also expand my career further. So that would be my goal and become a better teacher and a human in the next 5 to 7 years.
How do you manage your time during the day?
Ma'am, for the initial day, when I don't have classes scheduled, at that time, I do my exercise and all the remaining stuff, which is studying some books, also studying something apart. And then from 3 o'clock, I have classes scheduled till 7 o'clock. And I'm an early riser, so I sleep early. So that's how after taking dinner, I go to sleep.
Now tell me, what is something that you cannot bear?
About myself or about someone else?
That can be anything.
Okay, I think false pretense is something that I cannot bear. Whether it's me or anyone else, I would like them to be honest with me about everything.
Tell me about a time you have overcome a difficult situation.
Ma'am, during my class 12 boards in January, I was very sick with typhoid fever. So at that time, I could not study much. Hence, because I could not, I was advised by the doctor to take bed rest for 15 or 20 days. So I would only see the classes online, some classes on YouTube. And then, of course, when I was better, I doubled my hard work and then managed to get a good score. So that is something that I think I've overcome the very difficult situation.
What are your strengths and your weaknesses?
My strength is my dedication and sincerity towards the work, whatever task that I take up. And my weaknesses are that I am sometimes overtly sensitive and a lot of things, minute things also start to affect me. Then I have to embrace myself and gather myself. So that is something that I need to work on.
What is your biggest achievement so far?
My biggest achievement would be topping my school in 10th and 12th class, and then being my degree topper. I stood second in my entire batch. So that would be my biggest achievement.
And how do you deal with criticism?
First, I use my wisdom to see if that criticism is constructive or it's just a baseless criticism. If it is constructive, then of course I will take it. I will see where I'm lagging and implement it. But if it is a baseless one, then I don't pay much heed to it and just let it go.
Okay, now can you please provide me a demo session in any topic in maths which you have prepared?
Okay, ma'am. Hello everyone, my name is Manashri and I have been teaching students mathematics the last 2 years. I'm based in New Delhi. So today we are going to study the topic basics of trigonometry. But before venturing into this topic, let me ask a lot of students that how do you like maths? And I know a lot of you would be, why do we even need to study this topic? That is such a difficult name. But dear students, what if I tell you that trigonometry has extensive use in daily life? Suppose you have a beautiful house at the bank of a river, and on the other side of the river is a flag post. Suppose you are standing at your main door, and you are looking at that flag. Do you know you can actually calculate the height of that flag without even measuring it? You would wonder how? By using trigonometry. Not only this, but the distance of stars and planets from Earth are calculated using trigonometry. So before venturing into this topic further, let's understand what does this term even mean. It is made up of 3 terms. Trigonometry. So tri means 3, gon means side, and metron means to measure. So it is actually the study of relationships between the lines and angles of a triangle. And the triangle we are talking about here specifically is a right angle triangle. Now we all know in a right angle triangle there is a base, there is a perpendicular and the hypotenuse. And the famous Pythagoras theorem, base square plus perpendicular square is equals to hypotenuse square. But is always the standing side the perpendicular and the laid down side base? No, it actually depends on the angle we are taking into consideration. For example, if you look into this figure, then if we take angle A, then the perpendicular becomes the side opposite to it, which is BC, and the base is AB. But when you are taking angle C, the base becomes BC, and the perpendicular is AB, which is the side opposite to it. So there are some ratios defined which relates the angles of a triangle to its side. These are known as trigonometric ratios. Okay, ma'am, you're not audible.
Yeah, your name is?
My name is Manashri Panchan.
Manashri, okay, fine. So now I'll be asking you general questions on maths, fine, based on maths. Okay. So what is a chord?
A chord is a line segment that is drawn from one end of a circle to the other end of a circle.
What is perimeter of a circle?
It is 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle.
0 is rational or irrational?
Ma'am, I was not able to hear you. Your video is strong.
0 is rational or irrational?
Ma'am, we can write 0 as 0 upon 1, which is a p by q form, where q is not equal to 0, and both 0 are 1 and integers, so 0 is technically a rational number.
What is slant height of a cone?
What is slant height of a cone? L, which we represent as slant height of a cone, is equals to under root square of h square plus r square, where h is the height of the cone and r is the radius of the base of the cone.
What is polynomial?
I'm sorry, I was not able to hear you.
What is polynomial?
Okay. Polynomial's general form is a x raised to the power m plus b x raised to the power m minus 1 until at the end So basically, it is an algebraic expression of a variable with certain degrees and powers of it.
Okay, and what is centroid? Beta, you need to check your network connection. It's really poor. Face the same problem when you have your actual interview. Fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Because your video is getting stuck in between. I was asking question, what is
Be represented by G, and the line that connects one vertex of the triangle passing through the centroid. So centroid divides it 2:3.
okay? And what is orthocenter?
Orthocenter is the point where all the perpendiculars from respective vertices of a triangle meet.
And what is total surface area of a hemisphere?
The total surface area for a hemisphere would be 3 pi r square.
And what is the difference between exponent and power? Difference between exponent and power.
The difference between exponents and power is that a power is usually in a natural number, and exponent can be anything like 1.5, 1/2, -2.
Can you tell me the difference between ratio and proportion?
Yes, ma'am. So proportion is usually between four quantities, like 1:2, that is to basically 2:4. While ratio, we compare only two quantities, like 1:2. When two ratios are compared, that is called proportion.